Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is Mini a True Nerd, and welcome to Citystate. Now, Citystate is an indie game that has the sort of thinking behind it that I can very much get behind. Because the thinking behind Citystate seems to be, hey, you know how SimCity 4 was a good game and we all nod our heads because SimCity 4 was an excellent game. And they follow up by saying, well, you know how Democracy 3 was also a good game and we nod our heads again because Democracy 3 was a good game. How about we just basically make SimCity 4, but we take out a bit of the focus on roads and transport and traffic management, and instead we bring in more Democracy 3 style political decisions and choices to make. And that sounds like a basically solid idea to me. And here's a nice touch as well, if you just want to have basically a new SimCity 4 style experience and not bother with the Democracy 3 stuff, there's a Tycoon Mode where it disables all the politics and it's just the economic modelling. So that's nice to have, but no, we shall have politics and economics. So first up, we get ourselves a randomly generated map, which looks rather like the sort of thing you might find in the Curious Expedition. That's probably a bit too much water, because water's not actually that useful. So instead I'm just going to edge down the actual, the water. Let's just generate a new map and see what that looks like. I like the sliders. How you can actually just basically specify what sort of map you want to generate. So we'll see what this one turns out as. Okay, that was arguably maybe a bit too much forest and jungle, yes. There we go, that's more the sort of thing, plenty of space to expand, but now I'm just curious, what happens if I whack literally all of them up to max? Because this map already feels quite crowded and they're all at like 10-15%. Right, so if you want to play this game in hardcore mode, there you flipping go. There we go, a few bits and pieces, nice few lakes, coastal setup, so you can head to coastal island as well. Sure, that'll do the job. Though if you want to, you can actually, paper individual things as well, which is kind of cool. I quite like that. So yeah, if you want to, you can just literally just say, yeah, you know what, I like this map, but I'd like just to get rid of a tiny bit of forest around there. So yeah, you can probably just, paint the landscape as you want. Though it is all on a two-dimensional plane. There's no, hills or mountains. Or rather, well, you can see there's mountains, but they're just basically impassable special things you build mines on. You can't actually have a city on a gentle slope like SimCity 4. Now, I believe according to the naming protocols we've established in previous city builders, this city should be wait, hang on, there's already been a New Johnton. Right, this needs to be New Johnton. I'm pretty sure that's correct at this point. And you get to paint yourself a flag. There we go, it's a nice M on purple. That'll flippin' do. And now we need to set up what kind of society New Johnton actually is. So, we believe about humankind, individual judgment, responsibility and self-ownership, the rights to health, dignity and non-discrimination, all from each according to his ability, to each according to his needs. I think we'll go for the nice middle ground there. Society, strict enforcement of private property within the limits of common good, cooperative ownership. Again, the middle option seems kind of sensible there. So basically, yeah, it's just saying hyper-capitalist, hyper-communist, or somewhere centrist in the middle, kind of European social democracy style. So for the most part, I'll probably be interested in the middle options. So, New Johnton has been founded. Apparently we're a liberal democracy. We have no population whatsoever right now. New citizens want to move in. So, let's get SimCity 4 in, because, excuse me, Mr. Cloud. There you go. A bit more transparent, please. So at this point it becomes very SimCity 4. So obviously we need to start off building some roadways. Interestingly, the smallest road is 4-lane. So, there's no little roads or anything like that. No, the road's quite big. Though I think it's actually more about the fact the game just doesn't even tell you about little roads. Little roads just assume to build themselves. So, we're going to need some people. That's probably a good idea. Let's get ourselves some... Excuse me, nature. You're in the way of my beautiful road system. So if we just... There we go. So we've got ourselves a nice highway right there. And now we need to provide some areas for people to live in. Just like in SimCity 4, you zone. You can zone for low density, medium density, or high density. Where, of course, it costs more to lay down and also costs more in terms of maintenance for the utilities because more people are living in it. And yeah, it looks like each road has a range of 3. So I can just actually lay down some low density housing right there. And people immediately start building that because there's quite a bit of demand to move in. In all fairness, this game is almost shameless in how it just wants to be SimCity 4. You see down there at the bottom the demand for people of low, medium and high income who basically want to move into your lovely city. So we've got some demand from low income people, some demand from medium income people, and no real demand from high income people. Not too surprising. Now you're probably wondering at this point, John, where are the demands for business and industry and all of that? that works a little bit differently. So in this game, rather than actually having demand meters for all of business and all of industry as well, like in SimCity 4, the game calculates that off the unemployment rate. If unemployment is too high, people are unhappy, but if unemployment hits 0%, that means there's no competition for jobs, so the economy starts to suffer. So you want to kind of artificially have employment. I think the game in the tutorial recommends like between 5 and 15%. Let's just have a little bit of low-density business park, and we'll see what that does to the actual local economy, because that should get unemployment down and growth up, because people actually start having some jobs. By the way, a new political issue has arisen apparently, so we've actually got to address an issue. Housing benefits. Should the government provide housing programs? We've literally got like 10 houses. Chill the hell out. No, it should not. The housing market will remain entirely driven by private stakeholders. Home ownership programs and assistance for single-parent families, extended and income-based housing allowances, or free housing for the poorest and flat-rate allowance for everybody. Well, we could potentially revisit this later, so just for the time being, we don't have that many people yet, just a basic little program and assistance just for single-parent families, just so that children don't suffer as a result of any inefficiencies in the market. And as we click approve there, we find out what that's actually done to society. So my approval rating goes ever so slightly up, there's no change to freedom. Civil rights have gone up slightly, doesn't cause any change to education, health, security, or environment. And the game also flags which groups that helps out. So there you go. And that's how I quite like this system, actually. So yeah, you have to kind of deal with democracy-style challenges where you come up with a direction for a policy. And then, and only then, does it tell you what that actually does. So you don't know exactly what it's going to do until afterwards. And things like, yeah, approval, freedom index, civil rights, education, health, all of them can be affected by that, which is kind of cool. And the game's also flagging we could grow some of our own food. Farming's probably not a terrible idea. In fact, actually, it's super cheap. Farmland is super cheap. So guys, here you go. We're just going to have ourselves a bit of farming. So right now, unemployment is at 61.5%, which I'll agree is probably bad. But now, shops and farms are being set up, so that unemployment rate is going to start going down pretty darn quickly as people actually take up jobs. And yeah, we don't want it too high or too low. But, GDP monthly growth, 84% monthly growth. I am a flipping genius, as it turns out. Now, let's have a little look-see at trade right now. So, trade capacity of my city is at 30. Trade total is 2. So, probably I want to be trying to fill that trade capacity, but not exceed it, because if I've exceeded it, then yeah, my city is producing more than it can physically trade. So, we need to get that trade capacity up. Best way to... Why did we just build that there? Don't build that there. That's not helpful. Oh, and a new issue shows up as well. Renewable energy. Should we encourage the use of renewable energy sources? No subsidies. Subsidizing the production of renewable energies when individuals or private companies are involved. Yeah, public-private partnerships for renewable energy probably will be useful. Apparently it will cost me a bit of money, but let's see what that does. No real change, but yeah, hopefully that's... It says environment -4. Hopefully that's good, because I'd be surprised if renewable energies made the environment worse. Fair warning, by the way, the game looks really scruffy. Unlike SimCity 4, if you zoom in, it's all very resolution and blurry, and there's less activity in the world. So while you can see certain things like growing and moving occasionally, it's a very static world, all things considered. Like, yeah, you can see that just kind of popped up there. It became abandoned. Now, the reason for that is, right now I've got too much business to not enough people. Unemployment's at 0%, so business is completely uncompetitive. You need a bit of competition. So, let's actually get ourselves a few new people in town. And potentially, if we just actually extend out the road slightly, I might even slap down some medium density stuff, you lucky bastards. So go on, let's actually have some medium density. Bit on the expensive side, but we do need to get people in a hurry. Don't need to worry about water or power. That's taken care of automatically as far as I can tell, because it's just kind of automatically factored into the monthly running cost of each of these areas. So utilities, $3 a month, utilities $5 a month. So there's less to micromanage than in SimCity. You might or might not like that, because of course some of the complexity of laying out transport and electricity and water pipes has just been replaced by the political business. Now, honestly, that's not a bad change as far as I'm concerned, because I don't think anyone enjoyed in SimCity 4 laying out endless water pipes and slapping down endless more water pumps because the pressure had fallen slightly, and thus a district happened to have fallen off the water grid when previously they were in it. That was never fun. So it's probably for the best that some of that's been simplified. Not that it couldn't have been done better. City Skylines actually made water and waste and electricity fun. Anyway, right now unemployment is at 24%, so there's going to be high demand and competition for jobs, so as a result, all of these buildings are going to spring back into life momentarily. And in fact, some of these buildings are being upgraded, and we've got plenty of farmland. So unfortunately, yeah, unemployment is now getting a bit too high, so let's slap down some extra farmland, just so we've actually got some extra jobs being created here, which is marvellous. So, this all looks pretty traditional so far. There's a fun twist which I quite like to this game, which is if you don't want to wait for the game to actually build what you think it ought to build, you can just build whatever you want directly. Because all of this, you're basically just zoning it, and private individuals are building houses, private individuals are setting up businesses. The economy is basically managing itself. But there's a lot more state-run stuff in here, which is kind of fun. So if I go over to the special buildings here, yeah, I can actually build social housing. So basically I just slap down as much housing as I want right here. But it is rather expensive. $500 up front and $20 monthly is very, very expensive. But if you just want to create more housing, even if the market and demand doesn't really call for it, you can just do it if you're willing to pay more, which is kind of fun. Anyway, we should probably create some more jobs because one of the things we need to do is explore for minerals. So minerals, minerals, minerals. Let's actually prospect for iron here. Need to spend a fair bit of money for this, like $700. So begin drilling. And we have found iron, at which point I can make that a state-owned mine or a private mine. State-owned mines produce less but hire more. Private mines exhaust the resources faster. You know what? Let's start off with a state-owned mine so we actually create more jobs. We do have an unemployment problem right now. So therefore, that mountain now just gets immediately converted into a mine. I'm not sure what happened to the mountain. We just kind of got rid of the mountain. So that's lovely. So right now we've got demand for people to move in. Oh yeah, everyone just jumped into that mine. So as a result, employment has plummeted. There's going to be big economic growth, but that is going to hurt the economy in the long run. So that means we're going to be needing more housing sooner rather than later. Looks like we just need low density for the minute. So let's just lay down some of that, get some more people in. But we're also getting more and more demand for medium income people. That means sooner or later, we're going to be needing some more jobs that suit all of that. So yeah, you can see here that I can actually just lay up to 3 tiles back from the road. And it just actually works just fine. So I guess we're just supposed to assume there's like little access roads like up the side of these houses. I don't really know, there just presumably is. And we've got up to a population of 1,000. So that's probably the less good area of town with, like, you know, the mines and the farms and whatever. Let's actually start expanding out into a new district over here towards the water. Yes, the water would be a lovely place to expand towards. So we'll just basically expand out my road in this sort of direction. Lovely. And let's set out some new housing, because there's plenty of demand for nice housing. So let's just actually get some of that set up right now. And those people, as they come in, they're going to be wanting jobs. So, oh yeah, unemployment's already at 22%, even though there's no demand for low income. So I assume that means it's the middle income jobs that these people are going to be wanting. So let's actually set up some medium density commercial right opposite there. Don't ask how traffic works. There's no traffic filter or anything. Traffic is just like, you know, little cars going bloop, 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 and ceasing to exist and whatever. It's just for show, basically. So, we'll set up some nice stuff over here. And hopefully as these businesses all pop up. Hang on, what are you exactly? You are... I don't even know what you are. Also, expenses 252, income... Right. I'm going to be needing to make some changes to the tax. So, right now I'm making, I'm making the vast majority of my income off lower income people, of whom there are quite a few. So if I just slightly increase the tax rate, yeah, that gets me way more money and it stabilizes the economy. There we go. Economy is stabilized. Problem, however, that impacts stability. So stability recovers slowly over time, but yeah, you've got to watch your stability. Whack up taxes, do unpopular things, couple of other policies, and yeah, stability will start falling away and leads to riots, strikes, all sorts of problems. So land value is a primary concern for inhabitants and investors. A park or two near the area I'd like to cultivate into a nice area. Yes, I can see the advantage of that. And the range of that is... Are all these ranges 3? Yes, all these ranges appear to be 3. So probably, therefore, what I want to do is demolish this spot. And actually, I could have just demolished I could have demolished this spot and then actually had more. Yeah, we'll just demolish that spot instead, and we'll build a really nice watery park right there. Okay, a really nice set of parks right there. And now we slap down some more medium stuff around here. So should be within 3 tiles. That should all be fine. And that should hopefully lead to a lot more investment in this sort of space. Unemployment is at a, well, the game flags as healthy, 18.6%. It seems kind of high to me, but the game seems to think that's a good idea. And it looks like, yeah, some of these tiny houses are being done up into slightly better houses as time goes by. Oh yeah, this house over here used to be like this. What's it being redone to? Are we actually getting some medium income people right now? Yeah, have we got some nicer houses coming? Oh yeah! Oh, that's upper class. Right by the flipping park. Lardy flipping dar. So okay, that means I've laid the right things down here. That is excellently good news. So at this point, I'm actually making, you know what, I'm actually going to cut taxes, which apparently also lowers stability. People hate those taxes being lowered, apparently. Right, pause the game for a second. We've got politics to deal with. What are the industries that the government should subsidise? Do not subsidise anything. Tax deduction for health and education related businesses, low-income housing, real estate, agriculture, health and education, and absolutely everything that exports. Tax deduction for health and education related businesses strikes me as interesting, but does that also basically just act as a tax cut for the people who can already afford to send their children to private schools? No, don't subsidise anything for now. Had it said transport infrastructure, I would have said yes to transport. But no, I think we're going to leave this as is for the time being. That is apparently good for the economic growth across everything, because I'm interfering less with the market. My approval rating dropped slightly, because presumably in the short term some jobs might be lost as a result of no subsidies. But the freedom index has gone up, which is good, I suppose. Ooh, education and healthcare. I should probably invest in that right now, because right now there's not much spending of that nature. Right, guys, I'm going to put up the sales tax slightly just to actually see what goes on here. There we go. And by the way, the middle class people also have to have a small tax cut. Just increase the tax here. Okay, so the books are now balanced. How much do I actually have to spend? This is very low. Fine, let's just actually get just a little bit of spending down. So that's $15. To spend 10 per citizen, okay, and we'll get a bit of healthcare down as well. Like, that's going to pay for itself, probably. Or if it's not, then we can afford to, oh yeah, well, okay, I had a surplus for a second there, then I blew it. But that's fine, we'll just, you know what, I'm going to whack this up to 15. I'm going to whack these up to 15, and security is just going to be at 10. So there's now just going to be some police, some hospitals, some schools. Now, you don't actually see them on the map, you don't lay them down, you just spend that here and that's absolutely fine. Now, what's going on here? So unemployment is extremely low right now, and as a result there's very little growth going on because, yeah, businesses are struggling to recruit because there's not enough competition. And also we've got ourselves an issue. Should the government sort of... We've got a population of 1,700. Alright, flipping private companies can do it, but I'm seriously not getting involved other than that. And animal protection. Should legislation include animal rights? Abso-flipping-lutely. So prohibit and prosecute animal cruelty. Good idea. Livestock required to be raised in natural habitat in great conditions without pain. Tempting, but... And grant the same rights to animals as to citizens. Maybe not that one. Let's just start off with animal cruelty being illegal. That's probably good. And yeah, everyone likes that. That's great. Civil rights up, environment up. Good. People like that. And education and healthcare are slowly starting to come through as well. Now, I'm starting to feel like I might be able to improve this area a bit and just kind of, you know, rehabilitate it just a tiny bit by building a park somewhere. Like, if I just built a nice park right here next to these houses, then if I just built another park just over here, and actually, could I build myself a... Ooh, place forest, very nice. Hang on, where are the beaches? There's like beaches, aren't there? Where can I put... Ooh, a beach. Okay, what does a beach do? So capacity 250. Yeah, but what does it do? What does it actually do? Because I'm not willing to spend $50 a month for literally no reason. Well, actually, am I? I mean, it's a beach. Yeah, we're going to have a beach. Everyone get down to the extremely low resolution blurry beach. Nice. So, what do we actually need here? Right now, unemployment is low. That means there should be good demand for jobs. Now, there should also be plenty of middle-class people floating around right now. Though, actually, we could probably do with just a few more mines and whatever. So I think we need to... Yeah, we need to extend the road in this direction towards these mountains so we can get some more actual... yeah, there we go. So we can actually get some more mining going on over here. So if I just actually have this to here, then to here, and then we just loop this around to here, that should mean these mines are all absolutely fine now. So that's good. Let's get some mines down, do some prospecting. So, what's a good prospect? That is, there's 97, there's a 70, there's a 72. So, start the underground survey. Drill, please. We found iron. That can be a private mine. So we'll actually create some new jobs there. So that's going to knock up unemployment a tiny bit, which is lovely. Let's actually go for another one as well. That's 81%. Continue on with that. Drill, please. Found iron, and that can be another private mine. Right, so unemployment has just plummeted a little bit on account of the fact we've just created a bunch of new jobs. So as a result, that's going to cause problems. But there's not much demand for people to actually move into the area. So probably what we need to do now is, yeah, create a road around the back here. Just start creating a bit of a loop. And then we can actually have some more housing round the back over here. Let's just see if we can just get a few more people into town. So we'll just have some of this round here. There's certainly a little bit of demand going on, and we could create a nice area. Oh yeah, let's create a really super nice area down here, because apparently there's demand from super rich people. So let's see what we can do to make this area swish. The game has just flagged a different solution. The state is growing too slowly. We may want to consider immigration. That is certainly an idea, yes. So let's just whack up the immigration policy. So right now our borders are closed. So if I was to increase that slightly, yeah, facilitate a bit of immigration. So that's bad for stability, and okay, apparently I've just become a capitalist welfare state. That's probably a good idea, I guess. Go away, please. So, how many people are arriving over 3 months? 5226. That doesn't feel like much. Okay, let's whack that up. Yeah, that still doesn't feel like that's too much of a problem. And right now, the actual demand for people moving in seems low. So let's actually use immigration to just bolster that a little bit. And I can also... yeah, I could actually have a road out of town at this point. And agriculture suffers from a lack of low-level workers. It became cheaper for us to import food than produce it locally. Oh, did it? Right, so agriculture is suffering from that. Right, let's get some trade routes open here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to have a road coming out in this direction. Excuse me, Cloud. Cloud, get out of the way. I can't see. So there we go. Build a connection to the neighbouring country for $500. Now that should have a big increase on... I'm not sure, but something. Yeah, it looks to me like these have just jumped up a little bit. Unemployment at 3.6%. Arguably a bit low. Could do with being higher. In fact, actually, we've got this area over here. Let's slap down some industry right now. We can have some industrial zones right next to... should they be right next to the farmland? I'm not sure whether that's a good idea or not. It's probably not, but let's have them right next to the mines. This can be our industrial district right here. So, as we're having trouble actually getting in low-level workers, demand is low, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually slap down some social housing. So that's actually going to be worth 200 inhabitants right there. So I'm just going to actually build a whole bunch of that right over here. It's expensive, but it should give us a big population burst that should help stimulate, yeah, this farmland, all of this industry we've just slapped down, more workers, because, yeah, right now, with unemployment at 0%, but not much interest in moving into town, there are problems. Though, let's actually see if we can also get ourselves, yeah, a nice district down here. So that should get a whole bunch of new people into town right now. Oh, yeah, I've just created a massive negative drain, if any. Oh, I might have made a mistake, actually. People are actually being drawn away. Right now, there's too much housing. Right, I need to create more jobs for them, except I've already tried to do precisely that. Oh, dear. We may have got this a bit on the wrong side. Still, at least down this end of town, things are nice. Let's actually get more of this end of town. This end of town is good. We're going to have a nice park right over here. Nice park. There we go. That's just a bunch of umbrellas. Got it. and a nice little promenade right over here. And let's actually just get some more nice, good stuff here. Yeah, screw it, high density. Let's just see if we can get some high density, big stuff going on, and some medium density on the other side of the road. Because I think there should be some interest for middle-income people to move into this here town. That should all be fine. In fact, the problem might be not enough commercial down. Let's actually get some medium density commercial ready to go. Oh yeah, we have got ourselves some real problems here. So, the demand to come into the city is extraordinarily low right now. I think part of the problem might be we want to actually go, yeah, let's see if we can just lower taxes to just slightly stimulate a bit of interest here. Now, stability is suffering slightly. Sales tax can go down as well. And higher income tax, I'm going to be 1%. 1% on high earners. That is a very good tax rate. Also, the farms do seem to be mostly occupied right now. I'm just going to slap in a bit of extra farmland at the end here, just to see if anyone goes for that. Now, political decisions. To what extent should financial products be regulated? No regulation. Banks and individuals are free to buy and sell any kind of financial products to their own risk. Yeah, that tends to end badly. They have to be certified by the government to operate. That seems kind of alright. Risky financial products are not allowed. All financial transactions have to be approved. No, that's too much, and banks state-owned. Right, as usual, the second one down tends to be the one I like there. So that is, yeah, tiny bit of approval, tiny bit of freedom. And foreign investments. Should the government limit foreign investments? Our borders are fully open to, yeah, we really need to boost the economy right now. Screw it. Just let foreign investment happen. So that's good. So freedom up, approval down. People don't like that. Apparently that weirdly helps out the low-class economy and upper-class economy, but really hits the middle-class economy. Okay, fine. That's actually, I suppose it makes sense. It means wealthy foreigners can come in and buy stuff up. And that probably does mean the influx of capital leads to more jobs for the lower class districts, but the middle people might find themselves displaced. So I guess that sort of makes sense, yes. And we are now... Right. We're running a pretty darn big, deficit right now, actually. There's not a huge amount of demand for all this housing at this exact moment in time. Okay, I feel like I've done this badly. I've made mistakes. I may have slapped down way too much too quickly. But I'm hoping this district will slowly start creating more. Why are you not moving in? Move in. Look at all the fancy parks I've built. There you go. That is not who I expected to be here. Okay, seriously. This area was not made for the little shabby shack. Though I like these buildings. These buildings are good. Hang on. Who are you exactly? This is... upper class, 71 occupants, land value desired. Okay, what is the actual desirability of this land over here? Oh, it's already being redeveloped. Good. Yeah, here we go. So the commercial stuff is being snapped up. Commercial stuff is absolutely 100% being snapped up. So that's good right there. Arguably, what I ought to do is... Yeah, I think we actually need to... I'm going to bulldoze one of the bits of social housing purely because it was costing me a lot. So that slightly helps with the cash flow. Because in all fairness, there's just no demand for that sort of housing right now anyway. If anything, I should try and see if I can slightly improve these districts by slapping down some parks. And yeah, it looks like the commercial district's already pretty much at capacity. So in which case, now is almost certainly a good time to slap down just a little bit more of that. More people coming in, more jobs. There's now huge demand for high-income people who want to move into town, which is fine. I've created you a lovely area full of, like, parks and whatever. Yeah, middle class, upper class, upper class. Right, we need to create a super swish upper class area for all of these people right now. And apparently my first government building is ready to build. Ooh, where's that? Oh, hang on. First, how should criminals be dealt with in the justice system? So required to perform penal labour? Oh, blimey. Or all in private jails, or public jails, or... I mean, I'd love this one. Public jails. And no offense, rehabilitation programs are going to pay for themselves. Because people who end up in prison and aren't rehabilitated are just going to commit more crimes. You're just going to pay for it more down the line. A rehabilitation program, if it stops someone committing future crimes, that is going to pay for itself. So I'd love to pay for this one. But I suspect that's going to be expensive. Okay, we'll just stick with public jails... 31. Okay, screw it, go. There can't be that many criminals yet. Ooh, government buildings. So, what I can do around here is... So just like in SimCity 4, I can improve the land value around me. So I can build myself a modest cabin, which slightly increases the land value, has a low monthly running cost. Or I can increase, more expensive stuff. Ooh, a bunker house. Good for stability if I live in a bunker. Marvellous. Historic house. Land value plus 10. Monthly costs. Let's just have a modern mansion. I'm going to have myself a modern mansion right here. Okay? And this is going to be a super nice area. Okay, ooh, that's where I live. It's blurry but wonderful. Now, let's also build the really fancy parks. Okay? So land value plus 40 around here. Yeah, that'll do. Now we just slap down some nice residential zones right around here. Lovely, lovely residential zones. Yeah, that's the stuff. Just put a bit more high density here. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. So all of these should be fine to access the road. Though I could actually just build another road around the back here just to make sure they've got access, which is probably a good idea because there's loads of park space we want to make sure it's covered. So I'm just going to build this road a bit more back here. And then 1, 2, 3. Yes, that will be absolutely fine. So in which case, just slap a little bit more medium density in this part of the world. Now I'm really hoping this will attract the rich people. Because they do apparently want to move into town. That'd be flipping great. And I'm also just going to slap down a really nice little plaza around here. And now I'm just going to build some medium and high density stuff in this sort of an area. And just, a little bit of high density right there. But mostly, it's going to be about the medium density. Alright, this is all going to be absolutely fine. So this area should hopefully spring to life because of all those parks. And all these rich people that claim they want to move into town because of my ridiculously low tax rate, that would just be marvellous. And as they move in, and as the unemployment rate is so damn low, this area should spring into life to provide jobs for them. Here we go. This is what I'm wanting to see. Upper class right here. Lovely. This is desirable. Upper class, yes. Yes, the upper class people are all moving in their lovely little mansions and houses and whatever, with little fountains up the front. I'm not sure how you're supposed to access the road that it claims you've got access to. I guess you just kind of drive your car down a really narrow road we can't see around over here. So, we've got the nice side of town and the not so great bit of town. If I were just to slap down some more parks over this side of town, I feel like it ought to presumably... Oh, the state ran out of money. Uh-oh. Issue bonds. I can issue $9,000 worth of bonds. Right, that's a thing. 8 years payment. Apparently I've got a good credit rating. It used to be AAA. Right, that's just been falling. Okay, issue bonds. Yeah, that's a loan of 9,000. So that will keep me going, right? Yes. Now, slight problem. My expenses are... Right, how did that happen? Okay, so, guys... New policy, taxes. We've decided that, my stability is collapsing. My stability is collapsing, though. My stability is now going up +1 rather than plus 0.5. Okay, maybe that just happens more as your city grows and if it has, no trouble for a certain period of time. Right, so, we're all paying taxes now. All of us, paying quite a bit of tax, actually. So, now we just whack up taxes and higher income people have to pay a whole 5% tax. I know, how dare I. What's that going to do? Expenses are up to 2,000. 1,300. Okay, so revenue is... Oh, even a 5% tax off these people actually works pretty well. Yeah, demand's still there. So we're just going to whack up... Wait, what happened to... Uh-oh, I'm out of stability. Right now the stability of my city is 0%. That's gotta be bad news. Still, we've managed to make, some money. Some money. I need to just put up this tax. As soon as that hits 2, I just need to put up tax on the higher income people. Soon as that hits 2, oh bloody hell. Right, so this has all gone to hell quickly. Though actually, I've regained some of my credit rating. It's back up to AA, which is marvellous. And we do have big houses full of, I assume, lots of rich people. Hang on, that is, 81 occupants. It's very desirable land, upper class. 4 out of 5. Maybe there's, hyper rich over... Oh, uh-oh. Oh no, the new taxes are not popular. Oh, demand is collapsing. Demand's collapsing. Unemployment at 6%. GDP growth is currently at completely bloody flat. Bad news, guys. More tax for you. More tax. Oh, We just need to stabilise. We need to stabilise. I need a political dilemma that gets me lots of money right now. Should public policies restrict the introduction of a new product when its ultimate effects are not fully known? Which gets me more money? Yes, there's absolutely no reason to actually test anything on humans. Just get on with it. There we go. Economic growth. Good. I'm sure nobody will die. Or if anyone does die, it will be a very small number of people. Okay, all this land is doing nothing for me, and I think I'm paying for its upkeep right now. So if I just demolish it, then that will actually be, like, good. So then we won't be paying, you know, as much upkeep. That will hit upkeep right there. Oh, the social housing. No one's really using it, I don't think, and that actually costs, well, it just costs me money to demolish it, but it definitely costs money to maintain. So how about we just demolish... Yeah, let's demolish all of that, fine. So we've got rid of all the social housing. That was expensive. Right, people are not moving in right now, mainly because everybody hates... Oh, no. How's trade? Yeah, we're well under our trade capacity for the time being. Foodstuffs, iron, gold, manufactured. I probably just need more mines. I just needed to get more mines down in order to get the trade total up, because the trade total is way under trade capacity. Or I could have gone to try and find... Yeah, I needed to do more prospecting. So what's all this, by the way? Ooh, gold prospecting. Apparently there's, like, gold in the forest. Can we go find some gold? Okay, we're going gold mining. Begin drilling for gold. We found gold! Right, make that a state-owned mine. Because, no, unemployment is 0%. Private mine, private mine, private mine. Okay, we need to build a road out to our new gold mine. The gold mine will save us all. Uh-oh, we ran out of money again. We ran out of more money. Continue issuing more bonds. It's fine. The gold mines will save us. The gold mines will 100% save us. So at this point, the gold mine has road access. So that is going to, yeah, have like 99 people. Right, build more gold mines. We're going to have a gold rush. That's what's going to save the economy. So just begin prospecting. Yeah, so just drill right there. We found gold. More private mines. More private mines. More roads that lead to the private mines. Oh yeah, the trade total is starting to go up. I think we're actually starting to make more money through trade and as a result, presumably, oh yeah, the revenue. 204. Right, we just need more flipping mines, more flipping mines, more flipping everything. That's iron prospect. There's iron. We'll just kind of get some, yeah, just begin an underground survey there. Drill there. More flipping private mines. Yay. Just keep doing that. That's got to be worthwhile. 77%. Start the underground survey. Drill. We found iron again. More private mines. They've all got access to this local area as well. Good. That's going to create jobs. Right now, GDP is growing. This is good. We're going to be making more money off that trade. We're not all going to go bankrupt. Everything's going to be fine. Oh, yes. Sales tax at this point represents more income than anything else right now. Now, what else am I paying for that's bad? Debt payment, legislation, other buildings. Oh, I'm paying a lot for parks. Like, a lot for flipping parks. Okay. We should probably demolish some of the parks. Like, these parks are clearly not doing much. So how about we just demolish them? Because I'm not sure you people even appreciate your parks. Like, you haven't exactly redesigned this area to be nicer. We'll keep that park, because these people seem to appreciate that park. But other than that, the parks are now only for the rich district. Oh god, I've created a dystopia. Do I have any stability bank? I do have stability bank. Right, rich people, you're now paying more tax. Right, address an issue. What benefit should family get from government? None. Sorry, we can't actually afford, like, any right now. I'm very sorry about that. We have apparently become a capitalist democracy. Oh, I've basically just completely taken apart the welfare state. I didn't mean to. It just turned out to be expensive. Oh, we're almost out of money. We're almost completely out of money. Sorry, rich people. I need you to pay a tiny bit more tax. Okay, the deficit is, oh, down to minus 35. We've got more gold coming in. Yes. Surplus. Surplus soon. I don't think I can actually lower the... Need to slightly lower. Oh, apparently I can slightly lower how much healthcare and education everyone's receiving. This is marvelously good news. All right, minus 47. No. Oh, wait, what happened to all these businesses? Uh-oh. What happened to... Oh, they all probably left the... Oh, no, everything's being abandoned. All the jobs are leaving town. Are there any jobs left? Where are the jobs? What are you people all doing? Are you all just working in a flipping farm? Uh-oh. Oh, no. No, everyone's leaving town. Oh, no, everyone's leaving town. I think everyone's just abandoning the town. Because, oh no, abandoned. Oh, no. No, I put up the taxes too much. I overtaxed people and they left town. No. Okay, wait, hang on. I've still got some income. I do still have some income of the rich people, who I think just treated this place as a tax haven, which is unfortunate because then I whacked up taxes. How should we deal with drug use of trafficking? We should legalize it, and also, yes, use and sale. Absolutely, make more money. We need to get that money in tax revenue of those drugs, like flipping now, like really now, like, oh. Okay, have I got stability? I've got enough stability to just put up the taxes on the rich people a tiny bit more, but I feel like, well, they're staying for the time being. I'm not sure where they're working, precisely. Maybe they all work in the gold mines. But if unemployment's at 0%, and thus it's pretty easy for anyone to walk into any job, why don't people want to move into it? Because of the tax situation. I've got taxes set to... Oh, I've created a nightmare state that doesn't work. Right, it's fine. I'll just continue borrowing money to... Wait, why am I on... How did we end up at minus... Uh-oh. How did we end up at minus 724? What's my expenditure? My debt payment's 860! I need to constantly borrow money to cover the interest and debt payments on money I borrowed previously to cover my previous debts. Oh god, I've become an actual country. But you know what, ladies and gentlemen? I think you get the point. As my country descends into an abandoned dystopian nightmare where the rich enjoy their parks before inevitably in a couple of years swanning off because the town goes to hell and the poor sweat and toil in the mines because there's literally nowhere else for them to work, I think we will leave things off there. This here is Citystate. It's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. It's not perfect. It looks a bit scruffy. Arguably, you feel the absence of things like, you know, building power plants, laying out pylons, building water and arranging transport infrastructure. Transport just doesn't seem to be a thing. For the most part, people just seem to teleport from wherever they live to wherever they work. In fact, I'm not even sure the game even models any of that. It's just kind of assumed that if there are enough people and enough jobs, it calculates what the effect ought to be from that. But I will say, the addition of the politics and the slightly more interesting trade system and all the choices that come out of that, that's nice. So if you're big into city builders, might well be worth a look. I'll link to it in the description below, just in case this sort of thing does appeal. But we will leave things off here. Hopefully, we'll have more city builders in the future. I do love a good city builder. But in the meantime, I've been John. This has been Many a True Nerd, and this has been Citystate. Thank you very much, and goodbye. I've created a small problem in my road system, which is it's literally impossible for anyone to ever go back into town. And this building shall be where we produce our zebras. And this much taller building next door is naturally where we produce the giraffes. Does anyone remember how the road system went? I think it was something like this.